Right. So, as far as the policy creations are concerned, today we are going to discuss about how to create a policy form, especially when we are working on insurance policy management, because we are required to create some policies, draft the policies, edit, update, cancellation of the policies, everything can be done. In that regard, it's always important for us to create forms for the kind of policies that we are going to create over here. So in policy management, we have an option where we can create a form over here, right? So wherein we can create a form. Normally, there will be of two different types we have. One is creating a policy document form followed by the kind of task that we need to be updated. So I'm just selecting an option for document. Okay, document is something which I have created. This is a policy document form which it was there, right? So that if we want to name it any document form, we can name it. Okay, so for policy management, I am creating uh, commercial property. Okay, commercial property policy creation. Okay, this is where it's policy creation is something which normally I am creating over here. So once we have submitted commercial property policy creations and all, here we need to write down the description, what are the required description that we wants to be updated. So we need to write down the description, make sure if there is any description that is to be written, we can write down. Okay. This document is to update. This document is to update required information when we wants to create a commercial property insurance. Commercial property insurance. Okay, so this is something which the description that we need to be written here. So if there is any additional description that are to be written for a particular commercial property creation, so that can be added over here. Next, if there are any attachments that are needed, okay. So for example, if you have identified some attachments which are required, for example, some draft information about the commercial property, required documents, maybe about the commercial property tax details, right? Something like, because we have to have a valid proof that commercial property, so and so address, location, whatever the taxes that they have paid for commercial property, everything we have to put as an attachment so that there is a validity for that. So that will be officially recognized, because before we wants to create policies and all, that is needed. So attachments here we need to do, right? So we need to add some attachments here. That is one thing which we can add, right? So what are the required attachments you want to be updated? So all the required attachments, anything were there, everything we can update. So once we have updated and all, we here we need to see the creation of the permissions for the project, to whom this process policy creation that we have created and for what purposes, etc. Or else if this is to be shared to anyone, okay, for any of the team members that we wants to be shared and all. So we have an option where we can select the team followed by the message that we wants to be updated, and we can update. That is something which we can do. So it depends on the kind of creation of the policy that we have created. So this can be updated. So this is how either it can be of any uh, policy creation document, either it can be personal property or commercial property, personal auto, commercial auto, marine insurance, workers' compensation. For anything, this is the procedure normally we follow. So wherein we have a tool called Jira. So using this Jira tool, we can create policies, etc. And once the policy is created, so how this can be drafted, approval. So all these things will comes to the next level. So this is all about this. And tomorrow we are going to discuss about the approval part, all that stuff.